Hello guys, today we'll talk about Maven. So I'll be discussing few things along with Maven. So first, for this video, I will be talking about how to use Maven on Eclipse to make any application, any project. Okay. So the very first thing we need is to install Maven, Maven plugin for our Eclipse. So just basically go to Eclipse Marketplace and just type Maven over here, and we need Maven integration for Juno if you have Juno, or simply you can install this one. This is the one I installed for my Eclipse, which is Juno, or if you have Kepler, you can this will work for you as well. So just basically install and restart your Eclipse. So once you're done with this, create new. So instead of doing a regular project, we will make a Maven project. So inside Maven, we will have Maven project. Next, use default workspace location. It's fine, and I will just add this to my working set. Okay, you guys can skip this part. Next, so this is little confusing, and this is kind of important over here. So here we need to select our archetype. So what is an archetype? So it's nothing but it's like what kind of project do you want to build, and Maven will automatically generate all the classes, all these folders, all the XML files that you need for the project you choose. So when we talk about projects, it can be a web dynamic project, a Spring project, or a Spring with web dynamic, like all these things, Struts and Spring. So this contains a whole lot of projects. So for example, if I just take a look at one, there are so many, and I even don't know many of these. So for example, this one. So this, if you select this one, this will create a Spring MVC archetype. Okay, so Spring Data Basic, there's many of these. So for now, I will just go ahead and create a dynamic web project, which we've been doing all the time. So we will do J2EE, okay, or you can simply do web app. That's like web application. And here you can see web app J2EE 14. Just select the latest one, okay. And you can see we have Java EE and all those. I'm not sure what are these for. Maybe you can try using these two, but let's try Java 2 J2EE web app 14. Next, so this will download all the resources you need to create a dynamic web project. So this is gonna take a while. Okay, so now here, these are a few important things over here. So group ID is always your package name. Okay, just like your package name, they call it group ID in Maven. So just give it a name. So com.java.x, whatever. Okay, artifact ID is nothing but your project folder name. So I'll kind of go over here, but so this is your project folder. So if you do new dynamic web project, and when you give a name, right, so that name, the name you give, becomes your project's name. Similarly, artifact ID is your project's name. So I'll just do hello world. Okay, version, you can skip this one. For package, usually we just stay with the default package. So when I say default, our package name is usually same as our group ID. Okay, finish. So now, as you can see, this will download all the jars that are needed for building creating a dynamic web application. So okay, now so hello world, this was my, if you remember, this was my artifact ID, and just gave the name hello world. So if you go and take a look at this, this looks a little different than what you guys usually see, but I'll walk over this. So source underscore main over Java. So this is nothing but your source folder. Okay, and you have your package name, correct? So you can simply go ahead and create a class just like before. Okay, and just got some dependencies. See, so Servlet API, JSP API. So remember, we did not build any path for this project. Maven will automatically take care of building all the paths that you need for creating a project. So since we did dynamic web project, it thinks these two, it knows these two jars are enough to make a dynamic web project. So if you want to integrate, for example, struts, so you'll have to select your artifact according to that. So it can be struts. You can just try googling, or try to type struts on the source field, and it will show a bunch of artifact facts for you. Okay, so next thing is, if you take a look at this source, it says user serun and .m2. Okay, did we ever make this folder? No, because .m2 is automatically generated by our Maven. So Maven creates a local repository where it downloads and puts all your jars in this place. Okay, so we have two jars over here. Next is source folder. So if you go in here, it's just like if you see source main Java, similar source main Java. Okay, see, it's com java.x. So com.java.x was our package, right? It's nothing new here over here. And this folder, web app. So web app over here is similar to web content in our regular projects. Okay, and we have web inf, we have web.xml. It by default it created this JSP page for us saying hello world. Okay, and it has got target folder which is empty. I'll talk about this target more in detail in just a second. So this file pom.xml, so for every Maven projects you will always see this XML file. So let me show you what's in here. Okay, so just the information we gave, and if you take a look at this, so this XML file contains all the dependencies. So when I say dependencies, it's nothing but all the required jars. Okay, so jax.servlet, did we ever write this? No, Maven will take care of all this. So it takes it, even chooses the version number. This would be the latest one. Okay, so this contains all the dependencies. If you can see, so we've got two dependencies, right? And this contains a few other plugins. I'm not really sure what are these, but just some plugins and just your group ID, artifact ID, and a few other information. But we never worry about this file. Okay, so one way of adding more jars to your project. So if, for example, if I want to integrate struts to my project, then what I can do is I can simply add a new dependency just like this. So I will need to provide group ID, artifact ID, version, and scope. Okay, so how do I know all this? Even I don't know about how do I get this information. But I think we can simply Google for like Google for how to write dependency for structs, and it will provide you with the information. But so far, I usually select the artifact ID as structs, and it will generate all the jars. It will like automatically include all the jars needed for structs. Okay, so now this is our project. So how do we run this? Okay, so this is a little different than what we usually do. So if you go and right click on this, so basically you just simply do run as run on server. But do we have run on server? No. Do I have a server? Yes, of course I have a server, right? Oh, I'm using JBoss. I could have done this on Tomcat, but just for a change, I'll be using JBoss, and I think you guys should try JBoss as well. Just for a change, it's nothing different. Okay, so so to run a Maven project, you need to compile and package this. So compile is basically compiling. Compile means basically creating like .class files and all, just compiling, right? Regular compiling. And you need to package. So when I say package, it's nothing but creating a WAR file. Okay, so you need to remember, we need a WAR file which gets deployed on our application server, and we can access that using a client, a browser. So you need to go and do Maven, run it, and here you see Maven build, clean, generate sources, installed, and test. And for some reason, I am missing Maven compile and Maven package. I don't know why, but I'm missing those two. But if you have Maven package, you can simply click on Maven package, and it will generate a WAR file inside target. Okay, and so once you have a WAR file, you can simply run this on a server, and it will deploy your WAR file to our application container. But since I don't have that, the next option is to manually create a WAR file. Okay, so how you do that is